So we are here looking at the spring sports and softball. I know that we had some very good teams last year. How are things looking this season in softball?
Oh, I think a team that has a chance to do real well is GNB Tech. I mean, they won the state vocational championship last year. They did well in the South Coast Conference. They got to the Division III playoffs, and they returned probably one of the the better pitchers in the area, junior Jessica Collins, who is just outstanding.
No relation?
No relation.
So you're not just.
I wish.
Building her up because she's related. No.
I wish she's a great player though. She's has a lot of different pitches. Always around the strike zone, and she's a great hitter too. I mean, she's going to bat third or fourth for them. I think Frank Gracie is going to bat her third because he wants to get as many at bats as he can. Mm-hmm. And they're coming off a good year, and they return a good nucleus of the players from last year, and they should have a good season.
Now, Ed, last year Collins, she had she pitched 14 of their 15 wins, I think it was.
I think she was 14-7. I think they finished 14-9 overall.
Yeah.
And she's just a power pitcher. Good movement on all of her pitches. And I've talked to a couple of kids from Fairhaven. Tech has a real good rivalry with them because a lot of kids from Voc come from Fairhaven, mm-hmm. and they say that they said that the thing that separates her from everybody else is the movement and the way the ball moves and dips and spins, and she just has good command of all her pitches. And she's always around the strike zone. She has a real good fastball.
Who are some of the other teams that are looking to be?
Well, New Bedford is always good because Herringo always has a pitcher mm-hmm. that he can go to. And this year, Cheyenne Howard is back. She's pretty solid. And let me see who else. He's got another pitcher by the name of Corey McHugh, who also is going to play first base for them. He always has good fundamental players. They always play good defense. They haven't hit the ball like teams have in the past. In terms, they've had some real power hitters, the last couple of seasons. But they got beat in the preliminary round of the Division I South Sectional last year, and that really doesn't happen, especially with a Harry Lowe coach team.
No, they're pretty young, right? Don't they have a lot of sophomores and freshmen?
They have a very young team. They only have a couple of seniors this year. But like Harry told me for the preview, said they've all played a lot of softball. They play a lot of traveling teams in the summer. So they have a lot of experience. They just haven't played varsity a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. And in the South Coast Conference, we're looking at...
Well, DR is always tough.
Yeah.
And Case. Old Rochester lost our two-time player of the year, pitcher Jessica Nye. She graduated. And that's going to be a big hole for them to fill. Tech is going to be good. Fairhaven is going to be pretty good. They have a real good catcher, senior Ashley Vertent, who's already signed to go to Wheaton College, so she doesn't have to worry about any of that this season. She's a real good defensive player, great arm. Teams don't run on her. Kathy Silva was telling me that Dayton Rehoboth doesn't even run on her in the SEC. And her hitting has gotten a lot better. She's been working with Bob Huckabee, former assistant coach at New Bedford, who's now the head coach at Oliver Ames, and he's a good softball guy. And he said he helped her with her mechanics, shortened up the swing a little bit, made her more of a line drive hitter, and really gave her a shot of confidence at the plate. And I think if she can hit, like she's capable of this year, and with the defense she's going to play for them, that's going to be big for Fairhaven.
Are there any teams that might have taken a step back due to losing so many players last year? Or?
Well, I think Wareham was 3-17 last year. I don't know if they've taken a step backward. I know they've taken a big step forward because they added a player by the name of Kaya Gifford, who comes to them, after playing 3 South Coast Conference All-Star seasons at Bourne, where she's a good pitcher, and that's going to help them incredibly. Old Colony has to replace a key player in catcher Meg Maroney, who was probably the backbone of their team in the last couple of seasons, and Westport is going to have a pretty good athlete on the mound, senior by the name of Kayla Vincelet, who has coming off a great basketball season, is just a good all-around athlete for them. So I don't think anybody's really taking a step backward. I think everybody's going to be at least as good as last year, maybe a little bit better, and I'm lopping Apponequid into that too. I think they have a chance to improve a little bit better and get back to the playoffs.
All right. Well, that's definitely going to be a great year for softball because there are so many strong summer programs, travel teams in this area that they always produce very, very good softball players in this area. It's just a matter of making sure you can get enough of them on one team.
Well, I know Bishop Stang has a lot of players who play a lot. Kendall Bacuris, Alyssa Kwan, who's going to be a good pitcher for them this year. Bethany Reed, who's good first baseman, good pitcher, and Dan Sylvia does a nice job over there with the Spartans.
At any predictions?
In terms of
anyone making the tournament, who do you think has a good shot of going deep in the tournament or winning their league? Or
I think Voc Tech probably has the best chance around here. They return some pretty good power. In the past they've been guilty of giving up a lot of big innings, but they've really improved on defense. They don't give up the big innings like they used to, and I think Collins has a lot to do with that. But also they have good players over there. And Frank Gracia, works on them with defensively, and it's paid off the last couple of years. They've really made some big improvements, and I just see them taking another big step forward this year.